You ever click on a product, maybe on a Shopify store, looks great, right? But then the description just falls flat, leaves you kind of confused.
Oh, absolutely. Or you're the store owner staring at 100 products thinking, how do I write something compelling for all of these?
Yeah.
It's a real hurdle.
Yeah, it really is. You might have this amazing product, but if the words don't connect, well, people just scroll on by.
That description is the bridge, you know.
Yeah.
If it's shaky, you lose the sale.
Totally. Well, this deep dive, which is powered by Growth Suite, is all about building a strong bridge. Growth Suite helps you run smart discount campaigns on your store. You can test it for free on Shopify.
Nice.
So today, we're digging into this article from theshopstrategy.com called Crafting Product Descriptions That Convert, Templates and Examples for Shopify.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, think of it as a roadmap, helping you turn those product page views into actual, sales.
Exactly. And it's not just fluff. The article mentions that good descriptions can boost conversions by up to 10% and cut down on returns, too.
Wow, 10%. That's huge.
Yeah, and fewer returns. That saves time, money, headaches. It really matters.
For sure, especially when you think, what is it, over 1 million businesses on Shopify now? Standing out is tough. Good descriptions are key.
Definitely.
So our mission today is basically to pull out the really practical, actionable stuff from this article, stuff you can use right away to make your descriptions work harder for you.
Yep. We're going beyond just summarizing. We want to get into the how and the why, what really clicks in a Shopify context.
Okay, let's dive in then. The article kicks things off with something fundamental. Knowing your audience. Who are you actually talking to?
Right. It says trying to write descriptions without knowing your customer is like trying to hit a target blindfolded.
Aha. Yeah, good analogy. You might get lucky sometimes, but mostly whiff.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the article gives some solid advice on how to figure that out, specifically for a Shopify store.
Okay, like what? It mentions digging into your Shopify analytics. We all have that data, but like what should we actually look for?
We'll go beyond just age and location. Look at the search terms people use to find you. Do they match the keywords in your descriptions? If not, that's a gap right there.
Ah, interesting point.
Also, when did they buy? And on what device? If you see tons of mobile sales happening in the evening, say.
Then your descriptions better be easy to scan on a phone while someone's lounging on the couch.
Exactly. Short paragraphs, clear benefits up front, things like that.
Makes sense. It also talks about surveying your existing customers. What kind of questions actually give you useful insights?
Ask why they bought that specific product. What nearly stopped them from buying? Did they have questions beforehand that maybe weren't answered on the page?
Okay.
You can use simple tools like Typeform or Google Forms. You might uncover pain points you didn't even realize your product addresses.
Direct feedback is powerful. And then there's checking out the competition. The article is careful. It says, learn, don't copy. So what does learning look like?
Look at their language. What benefits did they push? How are their descriptions structured? What tone are they using? See what seems to work in your niche.
Right.
Are they handling customer concerns well? You can learn a lot just by observing. But yeah, key thing is inspiration, not plagiarism.
Got it. So all this info helps you build a really detailed picture of your ideal customer. The article even suggests naming them, like Emily, the 32-year-old mom. Does that level of detail really help?
I think it does, yeah. It makes them real. You start thinking about Emily's values, her time constraints. Maybe she worries about certain fabrics for her kids.
Okay.
When you have that clear picture, you can write directly to her, addressing her specific needs and worries in the description.
It focuses the writing, doesn't it? Which leads to the next point, tailoring your language. It's not just about simple words, is it?
No, it's about matching the customer's vibe, their level of expertise. You know, the article contrasts a super technical description for a router with one for a regular home user. The takeaway is clarity. Speak their language. Don't try to sound overly smart with jargon they won't get.
Yeah, I can see store owners getting caught up in the specs they're proud of instead of what the customer actually needs to hear.
That's a super common mistake. The article stresses bridging that gap between features and benefits. Don't just list what it is. Explain why it matters to them, how it makes their life better.
Which brings us to that great example, 500 thread count Egyptian cotton. Saying that doesn't really sell me.
Right. But if you say something like, sink into the pure luxury of our 500 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. Silky smooth, breathable, for the deep, uninterrupted sleep you've been dreaming of.
Ah, okay. Now I feel it. You've turned a feature into a benefit I can actually imagine.
Exactly. That's the transformation.
Okay, so we know our audience. Now let's break down the anatomy of a description that actually converts. The article talks about key elements, starting with the product title. These aren't just labels, huh?
No way. The title is often the very first impression. On your site, in Google searches, everywhere. It needs to grab attention, and it's huge for SEO.
So what makes a good title then?
Include your main keyword, but naturally. Highlight what's unique about the product. Keep it pretty concise, maybe 5 to 10 words.
So instead of just wallet, maybe handcrafted leather wallet with RFID blocking.
Yeah, perfect. Or water-resistant canvas backpack lifetime warranty tells you so much more than just backpack.
Got it. Then the article dives into this 4C's framework for the description body. Clear, concise, compelling, credible.
Yeah, let's quickly touch on those. Clear is just straightforward language, easy to understand. Avoid jargon unless your audience is technical.
Okay. Concise.
Respect their time, get to the point, don't waffle.
Compelling. That sounds like the emotional hook.
Exactly. Use storytelling, sensory details, talk about their needs, their dreams, make them feel it.
And credible?
Back up your claims, mention materials, guarantees, maybe social proof like reviews or testimonials. Build trust.
Makes total sense. Now, something easily missed, formatting, how it looks on the page. The article says this is almost as vital as the words themselves.
Especially now, yeah. Short attention spans, everyone scrolling on phones.
Yeah.
Big walls of text are just off-putting.
Right. So what are the tips?
Use headings to break things up. Bullet points are your friend, great for listing benefits quickly. Keep paragraphs short, like 2 or 3 sentences max. And use bold text strategically to highlight key bits.
And mobile responsiveness comes up again here. Over 70% of traffic on mobile, often.
Yeah, it's massive. So shorter paragraphs, readable font size. Definitely test how it looks on different phones. Preview, preview, preview.
Can't stress that enough. Okay, the real meat of the description. Balancing features and benefits. The article says lots of people just list features. Why is that not enough?
Because people buy outcomes. They want to know, how does this fix my problem? How does it make my life better? Features are just a how, benefits are the why you care.
The so what technique. I like that.
Yeah.
You state a feature that asks so what until you hit the real benefit.
Precisely. Like that waterproof Gore-Tex jacket example. Feature, Gore-Tex. So what? Keeps you dry. So what? You stay comfortable. So what?
You can go hiking in the rain and actually enjoy it without feeling miserable.
Bingo. That's the real benefit. Confidence, enjoyment, comfort, regardless of the weather.
The article also mentions FAB features, advantages, benefits, another way to frame it, and then using sensory language.
Oh yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Helps people imagine using the product. Describe the soft cashmere, the rich dark chocolate, the crisp audio. It creates an emotional connection.
Makes the product tangible almost. And power words like exclusive, guaranteed, instant.
They can definitely add punch, evoke urgency or trust. But the article wisely cautions. Use them genuinely.
Yeah.
Don't sound hypey or fake. Authenticity matters.
Right, don't undermine your credibility. Okay, shifting gears slightly, the article talks about Shopify-specific tools. Shopify Magic comes up first. The AI description generator sounds like a lifesaver.
It can be, yeah. Especially if you've got a huge catalog or just hit a wall with writer's block. It's great for getting a first draft down. The article shows you exactly how to find it in the product settings.
But there's always but it's not the final step, right? How do you refine that AI content?
Crucial step. You have to inject your brand's voice, add unique details the AI wouldn't know, fact-check everything, and most importantly, layer in that emotional connection for your specific audience.
So AI is the assistant, you're the editor-in-chief.
Exactly. Think of it that way. Maybe use it for the bulk of your products and spend your time really polishing the descriptions for your best sellers. That seems smart.
Yeah, that's a good efficiency tip.
Yeah.
Beyond AI, there's Shopify's built-in rich text editor, so you don't need to code to make descriptions look good.
Nope. You can easily add headings, H2s, H3s, bold, italics, bullet points, numbered lists, even block quotes for testimonials. Makes a huge difference in readability.
Just remember to preview it in your actual theme, the article says. Themes can display things slightly differently.
Good reminder. Always check the love view.
And they circle back to mobile responsiveness again. Short paragraphs, good font size, maybe even collapsible sections if your theme allows it, for longer descriptions.
Yeah, anything to make that mobile experience smooth. Given how many people shop on their phones, you just can't afford to mess that up.
Okay, really practical stuff there. Now, templates. The article stresses that you can't use the same approach for, say, a t-shirt and a high-tech gadget.
Absolutely not. Different products need different angles. The templates they provide are really helpful starting points.
Let's look at the one for simple physical products. What's the structure?
It's pretty straightforward. An opening hook, a quick overview, Bullet points focusing on benefits, not just features, maybe some social proof like a customer quote, and a clear call to action.
And the t-shirt before and after examples really show the difference, don't they? The after talks about comfort, fit, how it makes you feel much better.
Way better. It connects emotionally and practically.
Then for complex or technical stuff like electronics,
The template shifts. Starts with the problem-solution angle. Brief overview. Then technical specs, but clearly formatted, easy to scan. Crucially, it adds use case scenarios helping people picture how they'd use it. And an FAQ section to answer questions proactively.
right, the wireless headphones example showed that well. Organized specs, explaining what noise cancellation means for your commute, battery life for travel. Very smart.
Yeah, anticipates the buyer's needs.
And finally, luxury or premium items.
Here, it's about the story. Start with a narrative. Emphasize the quality materials, the craftsmanship, highlight exclusivity. Focus on the lifestyle benefits, how owning this elevates them, and maybe a closing about legacy or lasting value.
The handmade leather wallet example really nailed that. It wasn't just a wallet, it was like an heirloom piece telling a story of craft.
Exactly. Transforms it from an object into an experience or a statement.
These templates seem like a great foundation.
Definitely. Gives you a solid structure to build on with your own brand voice and product specifics.
Okay, so we've crafted these potentially great descriptions. Now, how do we make sure they actually perform? Optimization time, SEO, and A/B testing.
Crucial steps. SEO, first you need people to find your product pages, right? That means targeted traffic.
So keyword research is step one. The article mentions tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush. What are we looking for?
You want your main keywords? Sure. But also look for long-tail keywords, those longer, more specific phrases. Things like waterproof hiking boots for wide feet. They often show stronger buying intent.
Okay, more specific searches.
And think about questions people ask. How to
Mhm.
clean leather boots. Incorporate those answers. Then weave these keywords naturally into your titles, your first paragraphs, subheadings, the main body, even image alt text.
Naturally being the keyword, no stuffing keywords in awkwardly.
Please know, Google hates that, and so do customers. Write for humans first. Strategic placement helps search engines understand what the page is about. Oh, and structured data helps too. Tells Google things like price, availability, reviews, so they can show those cool, rich snippets in search results.
Shopify handles some of that automatically, right? But you can enhance it.
Yeah, often themes do the basics, but apps or customizations can add more detail.
Okay, so that's getting found. What about making the description itself better once people land there? A/B testing.
This is where you let your customers tell you what works best. Shopify doesn't have this built in for descriptions specifically, but the article lists apps like Neat A/B testing, Convert, Split Hero, even Google Optimize could work.
And the key is testing one thing at a time.
Yes. Don't change the headline, A and D, the bullet points, A and D, the call to action all at once. Test just the opening hook. Or test a short description versus a long one. Or different benefit angles, or maybe button text. One change per test.
How long do you run a test?
Long enough to get meaningful results. The article suggests aiming for at least 100 conversions per version as a rough guide, but it depends on your traffic. You need statistical significance.
And you're not just looking at sales, right? What else?
Look at time on page, bounce rate, add to cart rate, maybe even return rates down the line. It gives you a fuller picture of how the description is influencing behavior.
It's like a continuous improvement loop.
Exactly. Small tweaks informed by data can add up to big gains.
Right, but what if you have like hundreds or thousands of products? Writing unique, optimized descriptions for everything sounds daunting. The article tackles scaling this, thankfully.
Yeah, that's a real challenge for bigger stores. The first step they recommend, a product description style guide.
Okay, like brand guidelines, but specifically for product copy.
Precisely. It ensures everyone writing descriptions, whether it's you, an employee, or a freelancer, is on the same page. Covers brand voice, tone, formatting rules, preferred words, SEO requirements, maybe even includes templates and good bad examples.
That makes sense for consistency.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a living document, right? Updated as you learn.
Absolutely. Then, for actually getting the work done on large catalogs, think about efficient workflows.
Like batching.
Yeah, group similar products, write shared intros or sections, create maybe a spreadsheet that maps features to pre-written benefit statements you can pull from. Prioritize, too, put the most effort into your best sellers. Use strong templates for the mid-range, maybe more automation for the long-tail items.
And technology can help here too, beyond just Shopify magic.
Sure, there are specialized writing services, product information management systems, PIMs for complex data, bulk editing tools within Shopify or via apps. Lots of options.
But even with automation, that quality control check is still vital.
Always. You need a human eye to catch errors, ensure brand fit, and maintain that crucial customer connection.
Wow. Okay. We've covered a ton of ground there. This has been super insightful on crafting descriptions that actually, convert.
It really boils down to a few core ideas, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's recap quickly. Know your audience deeply. Craft descriptions that are clear, concise, compelling, credible. Balance those features with real benefits.
Use formatting smartly, especially for mobile. Leverage the tools Shopify gives you, like the editor and maybe Shopify Magic as a starting point.
Use templates, but adapt them. And never stop optimizing SEO to get found. A/B testing to improve conversion.
And maybe the biggest takeaway, think of your product descriptions not as just text, but as a vital conversation with your customer. It's an investment.
That's a great way to put it. So here's a little challenge, a final thought for everyone listening. Look at your best-selling product right now. What's one small change you could make to its description today, based on what we discussed, that might give your sales a little boost this week?
Yeah, that's a great action point. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Pick one thing from today, maybe from the article, and just try it. See what happens.
Absolutely. And speaking of boosting sales, ready to supercharge your Shopify store with perfectly optimized discount codes that work hand in hand with those awesome descriptions you're about to write. Growth Suite is a Shopify app designed for just that. It helps you run really smart on-site discount and email collection campaigns using its powerful data analysis.
So it's more targeted than just generic pop-ups.
Exactly. Imagine offering a specific time-limited discount only to someone who's viewed a certain product page a few times but hasn't bought yet. Growth Suite lets you create those personalized codes that nudge people to buy, boosting conversions without just slashing prices across the board and hurting your brand.
Nice. That sounds really useful.
Yeah, it's super easy to install single click, and you can start turning more of those browsers into buyers. Definitely check it out. And remember, this deep dive was powered by Growth Suite.